Well, I'd talk to your neighbors.
Yeah.
Because if nobody signs on to be annexed in, you can't be forced in, correct?
Not unless you do it.
Not under type 2. Not under type 1 you could.
Well, old-fashioned.
But you have to have a majority.
Yeah, but you have to have the majority of the people that want to be annexed in. So I'd talk to your neighbors.
But if this went, like, this is 4 people, 2 families that did this, and they had 100%, because of course they would. Now, if there's 2 more families that decide, and there's nothing, there was no communication with the rest of us that this was even going to happen.
I don't know legally that there has to be, does it?
Well,
that doesn't
you're an
seem
abutting
right.
property owner, I believe. And
No, I was notified.
Oh, you were
Okay.
notified?
Yes, no, I have the paperwork, and my neighbor here also got the paperwork for it. But the amount of time from the time that material was dated and we got it until now, there isn't a lot of time to do much of anything.
Well, there wouldn't be much for you to do anyway.
Well, I mean, we could ask questions and we could let people know we weren't thrilled about it.
But if the township didn't object and the city didn't object, it would have the same result as it's having
Right.
today.
And the property owners do not get an opportunity to object, right?
The abutting property owner?
Yeah, correct.
That's correct.
Okay.
Not in an expedited annexation.
In a regular annexation, would
Yes.
we have?
Yes.
Why, would someone have advised them to do an expedited, like an end-around play?
Called an end-around play, and I believe their legal counsel sitting in the back of the room. You can talk. Yes, usually property owners approach the city. Isn't that right, Jason?
Correct, ma'am. Traditionally, my name's Jason Reese. I'm with the City of Canton Law Department. Excuse me. Normally, we don't annex individuals or houses. What we try to normally do is do businesses. In this case, these people approached us. Now, we did a type 2, and the reason we do a type 2 expedited annexation is that the property actually gets to stay in the township. So the township stays whole. They get their property taxes. You've heard the term an old-fashioned annexation. If I do an old-fashioned annexation, I literally take the property and I put it into the city of Canton, which is considered McKinley Township. And the reason the law is based, or the reason that the law is the way it is that we don't have to necessarily get approval from everybody because the township loses nothing. So literally, I could do an annexation of a type 2, let's say, for example, and this would never happen, but say I annex an entire Plain Township. Plain Township would still exist. It's not independent. You know what it is independent of one another. So these people came in the city because they wanted to come in the city. And I don't remember what it was, whether it was because of water or whatever the issue is. But one of the problems out there, like with Meadow Lake, is there's a lot of bad wells out there. So these folks are coming to us, asking us to come in. And what we do is to be a good neighbor, not only with the township, but with folks like you, is to do a type 2, which, like I said, allows the township to still exist and allows the township to still receive their money. So although they come in and townships are funded through property taxes, the police, the fire, the road crews still receive their money to be able to take care of the roads in the township.
Who provides fire and police safety to people with this type of annexation than in Plain?
Well, in Plain, in the city of Canton, we have what's called mutual aid. So if a big fire breaks out, Canton shows up, Plain Township show up, we both show up in that situation.
So you're losing me when you say that Plain retains part of the thing with them,
Correct.
the income, but
It's a
what
legal
about the
Property taxes.
property tax?
So the income tax from that family would go to the city. And the property tax from that real estate would go
Goes
to
to
the
Plain.
township. Yeah.
Which is normally why cities want companies, because you get more income taxes than you would from 2 residential
Right, I
properties.
understand, the trustees explained that to me.
Yeah.
So they changed the law in Columbus, and the reason they changed is they didn't want the cities coming in and gobbling up townships.
No, that's-
So, because, you live in the township because you want to live in the township. If you wanted to live in the city, you move in the city. So at one point, it was really easy for the cities to gobble up townships. They've made it harder and harder. So they come up with this type of annexation to allow the township to get what they need, which is the property tax, and the city to get what we need, which is the income tax, and the homeowner to get what they need, which would be either city services or water. Does that make sense?
Yes, I guess it makes sense.
I didn't say it like it. I hope you understand.